Putting in work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Time for the opening drive.
If you're drunk, lasting, intoxicated.
8 years running. It's the OD and the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Well, put the flame out on the Olympics, and it was good. Light the flame on the NFL season. It should be good. Major League Baseball keeps you happy. You had a title fight in town. United win. A meltdown in golf. I mean, we had a weekend, boys and girls. We had a weekend, and we're here to talk about it and get you through it. All your conversation is welcome on the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Happy Monday. How you living?
What it do?
How's weekend?
Was I?
All right. I mean, all right sounds like all right. It was all right. All right. A lot of couch time, a lot of family time. What you got?
Family time.
Yeah.
Trying to keep little one busy. Enjoyed his last San Diego Cubs class.
Oh, yeah,
for the summer.
Yeah.
Swinging the club.
All right. They got him swinging the club a little bit?
A little bit. They do such a great job of just introducing a game of golf, getting the kids excited to it. It's such a fun summer activity, and now it's here, man. The weekends going to get a little bit more busy.
Yeah, it's hard to find a tee time now on the weekend. I got to figure it all out. But golf was interesting, and congratulations to Wyatt Provence, who won the city championship, the incoming Lobo freshman, who was the Division II national champion. He wins the city championship. Clark Sonnenberg, an incoming Lobo, tied with Mesa Fuller for second, and Aiden Clark, the former Cibola star who's at Oregon, finished third in the city championship. Did you see the meltdown in the PGA Tour, Max Pearson?
Well, that and then the Matt Kuchar story.
Oh, yeah, because he finished this morning, by the way. Yeah, he finished.
Let's bring everyone back tomorrow for one dude to stay in 12th place.
Yeah. I finished in 12th. That's where it is. Man, so much. 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. The Sports Animals phone line and our text line. Your emails this morning, Jeff, at sportsanimalabq.com. JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Adrian's got you going. If you want to watch the show, it's on ProView Network's YouTube channel. It's on our Facebook page, the OD in the AM, and it's on Xfinity or Comcast Channel 26 throughout the state of New Mexico. Let's start by, and we're going to get to the NFL, and there's a ton of NFL, and there's a lot. The baseball is actually really interesting too. Oh, your Rockies, by the way. What was that yesterday? All right, USA men. 98-87 over France. The ladies 67-66 over France. They both come home with gold, and I've been listening to all kinds of commentary, dude, and evidently it ain't gold enough. You know what I mean? Jason Tatum didn't play enough. Derek White didn't play. They didn't beat the French by enough. What was going on? I don't know. Last I checked, the goal was to go over and win. And everybody should have played, and this guy shouldn't have played. All I know is I watched a pretty entertaining men's game. I was on the golf course for the women's game, I think. But I'm going to ask you this question, and this is going to kind of be my Olympic question today. Who closed better to win a gold? Steph Curry or Scottie Scheffler?
Steph Curry.
Why? I'm not sure I think you're wrong. I'm not sure I think you're right.
Scottie Scheffler was really good. France was still making plays. No one else was making plays.
Birdied all the way in, came from fourth place to win. Birdied the last 4 holes to beat John Rahm and some of the best in the world. Tommy Fleetwood.
4 threes in 2 minutes.
That was unbelievable. The last one was stupid.
It was a great weekend of gold medal basketball action, and I love the question just because it just makes you think of what we like to talk about. because for every comeback, there's a part of collapse.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like there was any collapse in the basketball game.
No. The better team won. I asked that. I was on the fifth tee yesterday to ask but I'm using that on the radio yet tomorrow because I got the response that I wanted. Curry was bonkers, dude. And I don't know if that's his greatest moment. You decide what's bigger, that or an NBA championship or 4 NBA championships and 1 gold medal. All I know is that dude in that moment, and anybody who wants to tell me he's not great, and I've listened to, well, he's just a shooter. No, he's not, although he's the best shooter any of us have ever seen. I don't care who you are, because he's the best shooter we've ever seen on the planet, period. I mean, is there an argument to that anymore, ever?
No.
Okay. He's so much more than just a shooter. But when it mattered, and that was the other thing I used to hear, well, yeah, but he doesn't hit the clutch shots. Where is he when it matters? I don't know. Where was he when it mattered? He was unreal. And I don't know if Jason Tatum makes those shots. I don't know if they win. I mean, maybe they do, dude. If Derek White and Jason Tatum and Anthony Edwards and Tyrese Halliburton all play more, maybe they win too. And maybe you should play the A team versus the B team and figure it all out. All I know is Steve Kerr did his job. The Americans won gold. And for some people, I get it. It's not gold enough, especially if you're a Boston Celtic fan. Your guys didn't play enough. And, you just wait till the regular season. We're coming at you. Oh, okay. And everybody's got it figured out. How can Jason Tatum not play? And if I was coach, I'd have who would you play him instead of? Would he have been there instead of Steph Curry or LeBron James? Because those are his positions, man. Or would he have been out there instead of Drew Holiday, who plays incredible defense, who, by the way, wasn't in there at the end? Well, yeah, he was. All I know is Curry was unbelievable. And it was one of those moments where I sat there by myself in my house, went, right out loud.
Yes.
It was that. If you're looking for your Olympic moment, maybe that's your Olympic moment for this year. But the whole Steph Curry is just a shooter, or he's not that. Stop it. I mean,
it's lazy.
It's lazy and it's hate. It's just hater.
It's just there's so much that we do in this industry that's not backed up by fact.
Yeah.
Do people know that Steph Curry won an award a lot of people don't know, but he was the NBA Clutch Player of the Year because he led the NBA in clutch scoring?
I did not know that.
So how is he not clutch? He had 8 buckets, tied for the second most to tie or take the lead in the final minute of a game of the fourth quarter last year.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't even know that was a stat, but I like it. I actually really like it.
We're just making stuff up to have a conversation.
Well, that's what people do, and because they got a microphone in front of them, and it's got to be. And I listened on the way in to Perloff tell me that it was just an exhibition game, and Tatum should have played more, and Tatum's better than LeBron, and maybe he is, maybe he's not. And
the MVP of the Olympics, LeBron James, who
was pretty good.
However you feel about LeBron James, added to his legacy by a fantastic Olympic performance from start to finish.
He was pretty good, huh? Yeah,
but he didn't need to play. That is a dude on national radio,
Perloff,
who doesn't know what he's talking about. You can call up CBS, Infinity Sports, whatever it may be. We'll have that conversation right now.
I'd have it with him. Yeah, I'd have it with him.
Call us right now.
Some of his they're just lazy takes. Yeah. So who should Jason Tatum have played instead of? And he got 11 minutes in the gold medal game, by the way. Was that not enough? 11 is not enough out of 40. That's a quarter of the game, right? Who should he have played instead of?
And it was in yesterday's game. Things were tighter.
Or Saturday,
or Saturday's game, things were tighter.
Yeah,
and there were some things like, this is lineup's kind of not working. When are we going to see player X those things in it? But they won a gold medal. They did good in the Jason Tatum stuff. That was maybe in the group stage. You're realizing, that's maybe the guy you didn't expect to have a DMP is Jason Tatum.
Yeah, but
by the end, played out the way he expected, and he got an unbelievable performance from Steph Curry. Because it's wild though when you do see some of these players. Some of it is definitely chemistry, style of play, but dudes on the international stage look nothing like they do in the NBA.
So,
I'm talking about the opponents.
Team
USA.
They look great. No, the French, What?
Like you're watching, you're like, oh, Evan Fournier is a starter in the league for sure. It's like, nope.
No, what was the doggone it, with a W? I don't have this in front of me. Wabase or
Oh yeah, they're dunking on LeBron James.
the dude who just lit up LeBron, and I mean, damn, right? The Serbians are the greatest shooters I've ever seen, like as a collective group, right? And where are they? And it shows you that's what your guy this morning on the way in was yelling at me, that they were a bunch of scrubs. And well, they're not NBA All-Stars; they're just a bunch of scrubs. By the way, can I lean on one of my favorite sayings? Just because you don't know who they are doesn't mean they're no good, right? And if the thought that, well, if they were any good, they'd be playing in the NBA. Maybe some dudes actually like playing in their home countries and overseas. Well, the money's in the NBA. Yeah, but maybe they wouldn't be getting that money, so they're getting more over there. Look, whatever. All I know is Steve Kerr did his job. I want to go to the Steve Kerr thing because he's going to get beat up a lot because it's not gold enough, right? There's a theory out there that that's the easiest job in the world. I got the 12 best players in the world, just roll up the basketballs and let them play. And you can't keep everybody happy. And Mike Krzyzewski went through this, and the coaching staff with Spoelstra and Few and Ty Lue is phenomenal. And I'm going to guess maybe Spoelstra will be next up. I'm going to guess Steve Kerr doesn't want to do it again. I mean, it looked like it beat the hell out of him. And
it's not easy.
He made a great statement afterwards, and I didn't think about it, and he's right. And this isn't an excuse, and you might have thought so if they didn't win the gold. But he said, we're the only team in the world that if we win a silver medal, it's a failure, right? They're the only team in the world that if they don't win gold, they failed. And they won gold, and there's still a faction of people yelling, well, yeah, but. And despite what I heard on the way in this morning, it is about the, he's like, so what? It's not about winning the gold. It's about playing Jason Tatum. No, it's not. And I get they all have egos. And Jason Tatum, by the way, hit the lottery. He won $300 million to play basketball. And next time around, Jason Tatum and Anthony Edwards and Tyrese Halliburton and hopefully Jaylen Brown and the rest of these guys are going to be studs because LeBron's not playing next time. And Curry's not playing next time. And Durant probably isn't playing next time. And then it'll be your turn. And there's an argument that Kerr just did kind of a tribute to the old guys. And it was like a Lifetime Achievement Award. And I don't know, maybe that's right, maybe it isn't. But all I know is those three old guys carried this team. Durant, LeBron, and Curry. And do they win if they don't play? I don't know. We will never know. You're going to tell me they will. And I'm not going to tell you they won't. Maybe they did. If you played more Anthony Edwards, more Jason Tatum, more, hell, even Joel Embiid. Right? But those three dudes were freaking huge. Well, they barely got by Serbia. Yeah, but they beat them. I don't know. Everybody's yelling at me, Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world. He's pretty good, him and his buddies. Well, yeah, but a bunch of other scrubs. Are they all scrubs, dude? Are they?
No, they just are not top of mind playing in the NBA every single day. And I think what Steve Kerr did with this Olympic group was really good. And some of it was a last hurrah because we're not seeing KD, LeBron James, probably even Steph Curry at the next Olympics.
That's right.
But they were good enough to hold off those young players. They were good enough to play above Anthony Edwards and Jason Tatum right now, and it worked.
Do you think Steve Kerr would have just played them just because
No.
they were the older guys? And
I think he realized he could do that right now, is play these guys 30-plus minutes in meaningful games, get that type of performance, and check all the boxes.
Well, look, if they didn't win, who had gotten the heat? Two dudes. LeBron and Kerr, right?
Yes. And that's what, when you are the best player, I'm not saying like today you're going to wake up, you're drafting LeBron James number one.
No, you're
overall,
not.
but
You're
he's
not.
still the most significant, impactful figure in the NBA.
He's pretty good.
Talking point, whatever it may be.
And Curry was.
That's understandable.
And go ahead, tell me how Tatum should have played instead of Curry. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Like, I think Steve Kerr was able to check all the boxes. Like, he knows in 2020, and Jason Tatum said it after the fact. He said he's not going to let this dictate what he should do in 2020. He shouldn't, man, because in 2028,
it'll be his.
If you're that dude,
it'll be his.
Yeah, it's Jason Tatum, Anthony Edwards. Like, you're the focal point of USA basketball.
That's right. It'll be his. 505-246-0610. The Olympics are done. The ladies were winners as well, 67-66. Man, if that two is a three, we're having maybe an interesting conversation this morning. And I'll ask you the question. We'll get into the Jordan Childs thing, which, by the way, I think is criminal for both the Romanian and Jordan Childs. Better closing stretch to win gold, Steph or Scotty Scheffler? I'm not sure there's a wrong answer. We got a lot of quarterbacks to look at. You had NFL over the weekend. What'd you watch? We got unbelievable golf. Lobo football's getting closer and closer. When we come back, is it time for Bo? Is the Knicks in? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet? Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
I'm going out, Grandma.
When are you coming home?
I'll be home late. Don't wait up, okay?
Be careful, mijito.
Love you, Grandma.
Mijito, he's a good man. Sometimes he just makes bad decisions. I tell him, mijito, cuidado, be careful. You might hurt someone. He doesn't listen.
Stop, okay?
Hello, it's me.
Ay, mijo, where are you?
Dale.
was drinking and driving. I need you to come and get me, okay? Please, Grandma? Can you just come and get me? Grandma?
Leave him in jail.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Happy Monday. Glad you're with us on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Broncos were winners in their exhibition opener yesterday. 34-30, they beat the Indianapolis Colts. Jarrett Stidham got the start, and you got your first look at Bo Nix. 15 of 21. 125 yards, threw a touchdown. Ran the ball 3 times for 17 yards. JJ, I'm excited about him. I thought he looked good. But then again, Zach Wilson looked good.
Yeah, every one that was throwing the football for the Broncos yesterday was consistent, didn't turn over the football, didn't take a sack. I think like 41 combined pass plays in a preseason game. But what impressed me about Bo Nix and the rookie quarterbacks that were in action over the entire weekend is they looked comfortable and confident. And that's what you want to see when you're going up against the majority of the backup defenders, is you're in control and you're making some plays. The last thing you want is to go in there and just look bad against backups. And there wasn't a rookie that played with the hype, the first-round picks.
Does Stetson Bennett count as a rookie?
He can count. But I do like what the Rams and Cowboys did in that game, but we'll get there.
Yes.
It was impressive because of the amount of time that J.J. McCarthy played, that Bo Nix played in a game, to say, all right, there's a reason these guys are first-round picks. There's a reason people are believing in these guys as franchise players.
Who was the most? So McCarthy was good. Jaden Daniels was good. Caleb Williams was good. Michael Penix. So of all of the rookies who got some time, Caleb Williams was a little bit of time, 4 for 7, 95. I mean, who was the one that caught your eye the most?
It was McCarthy and Nix because they both excelled in extended playing time. With Williams and Daniels, you know these guys aren't going to get a lot of preseason looks
because they got the job.
Yeah, they're the unquestioned starters heading into week 1 for their franchises. But for McCarthy and Nix, they're trying to play their way into that starting job. It still feels like Minnesota is confident and comfortable with Sam Darnold. I think J.J. McCarthy throwing those bombs was not what people were expecting.
And wide open receivers against scrubs wasn't what they were expecting either. But yeah, well, the first one was really nice. No, the first one was a really nice throw. The second one was wide open. No, I agree with you. The way they opened it up, and I like what they're allowing him to do. 11 for 17 were his numbers, 188 yards, 2 touchdowns, and interception.
Because then you have a player, as you mentioned, like a Stetson Bennett, who was playing against backups as well and ended up throwing 4 interceptions for his.
Yet the game winner with 4 seconds left to go. So what overrides you there? Because first of all, Jimmy Garoppolo suspended. He's the Rams' backup. So if Matthew Stafford gets hurt, and this is really concerning, by the way. Stetson Bennett's your guy. And what I watched yesterday, that's really concerning. I mean, it's not like he was throwing the interception that Bo Nix. No, was it Nix who? The interception that was batted up in the air. Samaje Perine. Was that Bo Nix's interception? Or was that Jarrett Stidham? It doesn't matter. It's not like those were those kind of interceptions. Stetson Bennett was throwing. I mean, he never saw the underneath defender every time he threw an interception. He was horrible. And then he leads a game-winning drive, and they win 13-12, and he throws a really nice across-the-body pass, and it was like, oh, that's that dude I watched at Georgia, right? I mean, do you feel any better because he took him down the field? I guess.
No.
But I know what I watched all game, and I was really...
Because you know if he's throwing 4 interceptions, he's in a game that matters, you're not in position to have a comeback at the end.
No, because they're not just kicking field goals, right? It's what do you think of Trey Lance?
I really liked what Sean McVay and Mike McCarthy did. They didn't run 3-4 quarterbacks out there. Like, if you have questions, you have young guys, let them play football. And Stetson Bennett and Trey Lance are 2 dudes that need to play football.
Dude, one guy threw 38 passes, one guy threw 41 in an exhibition game.
And I love that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just like, oh, let's run some guy we're going to cut out there in 2 weeks for 2 series. Then we'll give this guy a series. Like, go let those young dudes play. And that's what I appreciated about that game.
Well, I think
you just needed to see reps and snaps.
That's what you were saying. Yeah. Last week you said we need to see Trey Lance. So he was 25 or 41 for 188. Moved the team, but didn't get him in the end zone. Didn't turn the ball over. Should have a couple of times.
I think it's not going to be enough.
To do what?
To be the backup quarterback for the Cowboys. But I think he stays on the roster.
Do they have another guy on the roster? I mean, everybody keeps 3.
They keep 3 quarterbacks.
Well, but doesn't everybody keep 3?
No.
They don't?
No. Like, they have the emergency quarterback new rule.
No.
But teams aren't, because that dude has to be an active game day.
That eats up one of your spots?
And so the teams just weren't doing that last year. But this is a situation with everything that's going on with Dak Prescott and the contract where I could see the Cowboys keeping 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah, I can too. Did you see enough from him yesterday to make you feel better? Like, actually, who made you feel better or worse, Stetson Bennett or Trey Lance?
Just Trey Lance, because he just didn't throw all the interceptions.
I mean, they were bad, dude. 24 for 38 for Stetson Bennett. He had the touchdown at the end to win the game with 4 interceptions, was sacked twice, 224 yards. But you just got to stop giving the ball away. And honestly, it was uncomfortable interceptions if you didn't watch the Rams and Cowboys. J.J. McCarthy was really good. Michael Penix. What'd you make of that?
The Penix one, he's 9 of 16, 104 yards.
Yep.
A little more hit or miss.
Okay.
But I think that's kind of more his game as opposed to McCarthy and Nick. You do expect cleaner, higher percentage games from those guys. And Penix is a little more wild with just his style. I think what you saw is kind of what you're expecting. That there's some throws you're like, yeah, that dude just has a cannon. Wild jet, and nothing to where I don't think Kirk Cousins is going to be looking over his shoulder this season.
I'm going to tell you the biggest impression, and I'm going to agree with you. It's Bo Nix. Because Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels are starting, and McCarthy was really good. And I think that gives Minnesota and Kevin O'Connell something to think about there now. Penix isn't going to start, although I thought he was fine. Jaden Daniels is going to get that job, so he was good. Bo Nix is going to make Sean Payton think, if dude keeps playing like that, he looked terrific, man. He looked like he belonged. He looked in charge. And again, I know who he's playing against, but of all of them, to me, that was the most significant.
It's what you want to see.
Yes.
We're talking about rookie quarterbacks in their first live game action. And we're not having a situation where you're trying to talk yourself into something with a young quarterback. Like, they didn't turn the football over. And what I liked about Bo Nix is, that's a guy that, and Sean Payton has discussed it in the offseason leading up to it, is they really like the fact he played 61 college football games. And you can just kind of tell that by his composure, how he is in the huddle, and his athleticism. They ran RPOs inside the 10-yard line. They ran read option plays. And it's that little bit extra that Bo Nix can give you.
What do you do if you're the Chargers, man? If Justin Herbert isn't ready, you've got to choose between Easton Stick, Max Duggan, and Luis Perez. What are they going to do? I mean, are you a little concerned? Because I am about Justin Herbert. Aren't you? Don't you kind of have to be?
Yes, you do.
I mean, everything coming out of there is they might be in a little bit of trouble. And I don't know where the injury is going to be. I don't know what what they're saying is maybe week 1. Dude, hell yes, you should be concerned.
They're a team that's going to be checking the waiver wire after roster cutdowns, and they might need to be making some phone calls.
What are you interested in? I mean, what's like Zach Wilson? Honestly,
yeah, we're talking
Zach Wilson,
Bailey Zappi. Run down the list of backup quarterbacks in the NFL.
Third string guys. Yeah. All right, when we come back, Jerry kind of, I don't know, reiterated but changed his mind, but said something different, but explained more, but explained what he meant, but said about CD Lamb. What the hell did he just say? I'll try to interpret it for you, but I'm not sure I'm fluent in Jerry. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
If you're drunk,
Blasted.
intoxicated,
Rip.
plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on? Who are you guys?
Well, sir, I'm going to pick you up at the DWI checkpoint for drunk driving.
And that's when I have to come down to get you out of jail.
Well, temporarily. I'm Judge Torres.
They call him the Hammer. Hey, hot off the presses, champ.
I'm real proud of you, honey.
Way to make them happy back home, Captain.
Who's that?
That's your new buddy in jail.
Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque.
CeeDee Lamb's still not in camp for the Cowboys. But now maybe there is an urgency, or was there always an urgency, even though Jerry said there wasn't an urgency, but there might be an urgency, but there wasn't, but you're missed. What the hell? Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. JJ, was it 2 days ago, 3 days ago? Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys, was asked if there was an urgency to sign CeeDee Lamb, get him into camp. Their wide receiver, they're one of their best players. And he said no. And he was asked why not, and he said, I don't know, because I went to college, because I went to high school, because I went to Nobu the other night. And you're just sitting around just going, what are we doing? What world are we living in, right? And so yesterday, I don't know, do we have this? He clarified the urgency, or kind of tried to, before they played the Rams. Why happened? I mean, honestly, if it's just about getting these younger guys snaps, and nobody said he would have been out there yesterday. But then why do you have training camp? If you could just sign a guy and he can show up on opening day and go, what's the point? Do you know what he said?
No.
Right?
It's Jerry Jones just can't let something go, because there's a track record, and it's a recent history of players holding out, and then the Cowboys signing them before the season starts. Zach Martin.
You can go all the way back to Emmett.
And
right.
So this is what he does. But he makes it awkward, because instead of just saying, hey, it's a negotiating thing, we're going back and forth and leaving it at that, he gets into this word salad where we get these explanations that go nowhere.
I think, and it won't happen. I mean, Jerry should stop. Just stop. And I know his ego won't let him do it. I know he believes that every time he speaks, he's speaking gospel. And the reason is because every time he speaks, the horde of cameras and microphones run to him, because what he doesn't get is they know you're going to give him gold, right? You're just going to give him something. But I'm going to go back to it again. And Omar, I appreciate you. They might be worth the most, but they're not the most successful. And what other owner, hell, I understand he's owner GM. What other GM talks as much as him? When was the last time you heard a GM interview? Have you heard one? I mean, you saw Joe Shane on Hard Knocks front office, which, by the way, was excellent. I just stop. I was having this conversation yesterday on...
I don't want him to stop.
You know, well...
I want people to talk.
For his best interest, he should stop.
Why?
Why? What good is he doing by all this stuff?
All it comes down to, does he want to pay CD Lamb?
Yeah, but I'll tell you.
It has nothing. If they go in there and say, CD, we're making you the highest paid wide receiver in the league.
Yeah.
No one cares.
Then it all goes away?
He said they're not urgent.
All right, so... I'm going to disagree with you. I'm in that locker room, and I think, man, this is how he treats. This is how he thinks about.
This is how he's done it for 40 years.
Yeah, and
you don't know what you're walking into.
And what have they won? And what have they won? Honestly, but I mean, okay, isn't that what it's all about? In the goal to win? Now, are they not winning because they're not signing players on time? Fair enough. But I'm a guy sitting in the locker room, and I'm like, that's how he's treating his best player. What does he think about me? What's he think about me if that's how, it's not urgent to sign that guy? What about when I'm up? I got my 3 best players out there, and he's talking about my quarterback. Well, I mean, Jordan Love beat him straight up. Well, truth.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's not something that's uncomfortable at times.
What good does he talk?
What good does anybody talking do? Or what good does not talking do? Their teams aren't better because the owners are quiet.
Okay. Right. You will not pinpoint one reason why any team is better. You're right. There's
this
not, because you don't hear from the Hunt family is not the reason the Chiefs are better. You're right. No, you're right. 100%. That's not the reason the Chiefs are better, because the Hunt family doesn't go out and hold press conferences.
Where it comes down to is what I think is fascinating about all this.
Yeah.
I think it's the specific player they're caught up on. Because if he was doing this about Dak Prescott, I think the majority of their fan base would be on board with it. Because they're done with Dak.
All right.
But it's this, with it being so difficult around CeeDee Lamb. And I wonder how much he's overthinking it, too, when it comes to Zeke. Because he did this with Zeke Elliott.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Zeke held out. They paid him. And then everyone was like, that's such a bad contract.
It was a bad contract.
When it got to the end.
Yeah, it was.
So is he feeling like, well, if I give CeeDee Lamb a number 1 wide receiver deal and we don't have a quarterback, are we going to be looking back and saying that's such a bad deal?
I think there's a lot to that. No, I think there's a lot to that. Yes. I think, though, you say keep speaking. He's speaking in circles. He's speaking. It goes out one day. There's no urgency because I went to Nobu last night. What? And then he's got to come back and say, no, there is urgency. And yes, obviously he's got to go because the player tweeted LOL and Micah Parsons retweeted the LOL. And all of a sudden we care what everybody tweets and who retweeted it and how much, because that's okay, fine. So then he had to come back and re-clarify what he meant by saying, well, there's no urgency. No, there is urgency. And well, you are, I have to say on TV to the player, you are missed, CD. I don't know, man. I just don't know what good comes from that.
Does good come from it? No, but Jerry Jones, surprisingly, is the majority of everyone else that talks about sports.
Yeah, except for he's an owner.
That's what I love about it.
Right.
Yeah, it's wild. It's crazy. Keep it coming.
I mean, okay. It's good for us. Don't get me wrong. It gives you fodder. 505-246-0610. You're ringing the phones. I know you want to talk about the Cowboys. Yeah, I got emails on the Cowboys already. 505-246-0610. Hey, if you've been the victim of a home or business break-in, you know way too well that it takes hours, if not days, for police to respond. They just don't have enough officers to cover all the calls they get for service. But when it's you, when it's your home, when it's your business, you need a quicker response. So how does 7 minutes or less sound? That's normally the response time for customers of International Protective Service. IPS has officers strategically placed around Albuquerque, now in Santa Fe, so they can react quickly. And many times they catch criminals in the act, detain them, and they call the police to come pick them up. IPS also provides standing guards, so if you need eyes on your property around the clock, they've got you covered. And they install alarms and camera systems. They have state-of-the-art facilities to monitor those cameras 24/7 to raise the level of the security around your home or your business. So who's watching your home when you're away? Don't let it be the bad guys. A quick response to your alarm or standing guards at your business is what IPS does, and you sleep better at night. The number is 505-897-2420, 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. IPS is passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
And he decided after hitting his tee shot at 18, he was going to mark and play in the morning. Everybody else finished. So dude went out there today. Only guy on the golf course. Played his last 3 shots on 18, made par, stayed and tied for 12. With nobody else on the golf course. Just weird. I mean, it's just different. I mean, good for him. He did his thing. And Jim Nantz said on CBS, I don't assume we'll have coverage of that tomorrow. 505-246-0610. Dan, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. How you living, Dan?
Good morning, guys. What's happening?
Life's good. What's up?
Hey, it's a small rock that we live on. This morning I would like to extend a shout-out and congratulations to the Nair family up in Espanola. My good buddy Mark, his niece, Alyssa, is the goalie for the U.S. soccer team.
Oh, nice.
And like I say, he's over the moon with his niece. And, she's just an incredible athlete. And she's got a twin sister by the name of Amanda. Amanda scholarshiped and went to a D3 school, and they won the national championship. So these girls are super talented. And then they have another little sister. Her name is Abigail. But, yeah, Mark is just, man, you should see how he lit up talking about his niece. You know what I mean? And he just couldn't wait to see that happen. And I just wanted to give him a little congratulations. And it's just funny how this whole Olympic thing works. You don't know who's from where and who's related to who. And it's just really cool. You know what I mean? Really cool. I loved it. I loved the Olympics this year.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did. Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, shout out to the Nair family. Congratulations, USA. See you guys later.
See you. How good was she, by the way? I mean, not often, right? You just say the goaltender was the reason they won.
She was in
unbelievable.
consideration to be Team USA's MVP because of the 1-goal games they played, and then the shutouts.
She should have been.
She'd get my vote.
Yeah, I thought so.
Because it was heck of a tournament for them, and for U.S. women's soccer, they have that same expectation as at least men's basketball. Is you don't think, this is not going to be competitive. No,
women's basketball,
very competitive.
Yeah. Brazil almost got him. I mean, the save she made after, like with the 94th minute after the USA had scored their goal, which was that not offsides? The USA goal. They were deep. I got to go back. I've been trying to find a good angle on it. Nobody really showed it to me. But it was, I'll tell you what, it was great Olympics. I don't know what I was thinking going in. I don't know what I expected. Maybe after 4 years, you kind of forget, right? And you're like, whatever, man. I don't care about the diving. I don't care about the gymnastics. They kind of do. The Olympics were really, really good. And I thought the coverage was good. I thought NBC did a great job. The stories were compelling. And I thought it was terrific. And it started off, with that whole train incident where the trains got sabotaged, and then you had the rain, and then you had the river, and I'm thinking, we're going to have a nightmare. The worst story is the Jordan Chiles story, where they're trying to take her bronze away because evidently they were 4 seconds late, was the United States, in filing their appeal, and they have timestamps that they were not. I think the answer is, don't we do these appeals to make sure we get it right? So let's just say they were 4 seconds late. You should have got it right the first time. Let's get it right. And I feel bad for the Romanian girl. I feel bad for both these girls now that you're playing back and forth with their emotions. And you're going to tell me it's just a bronze medal. And these young ladies have trained their whole lives to get to this point. And to you, it's just a bronze medal. To them, it's a big freaking deal.
Watching the reactions of anyone who medaled.
That's right.
And a lot of times
That's
it was the first time or the country's first in set event.
Yeah.
Silver, bronze matter. Yes, the standard is gold.
Yes.
Everyone chases the gold standard. But medals matter. And now I will say if it's after fact, there's raising of time limits. But the U.S. also presented
1 minute is the time limit, by the way.
Yeah. But the U.S. also, which is, we have things in sports where.
I get it.
But the U.S. did present other evidence where they have like video timestamps of no, what you were presented initially was wrong. This occurred within
47 seconds. Yeah, is what they're saying.
But it's just like, golly, this is where we're at now.
Yeah. You know what? And I think the answer now is give them both a bronze. I was listening to your boy Perloff this morning. Oh, it's just a bronze. I mean, dude. Really? I mean, I get it. You play to win the game. But being on the podium means a whole lot. Being at the Olympics, it means a whole lot. Hey, when we come back, this was awesome. And I hope you got a look at it this weekend. It was here in Albuquerque. It was a world title fight. Bob Arum and Top Rank were back in Albuquerque for the first time in 13 years. And Angelo Leo from Albuquerque, New Mexico, is a world champion in a stunner. And if you've not seen that left hook, you've got to find it. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM at AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Meyer here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Show that shit better than all my intentions. Locked in, show that you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough.
Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bond.
Albuquerque, New Mexico is a fight town. Always has been a fight town. That's what I hear all the time. Albuquerque, New Mexico loves the fights. Well, Top Rank came back to Albuquerque, New Mexico on Saturday night. I mean the A-Team. Top Rank, Bob Arum, ESPN was televising it live. JJ, Joe Tessitore was in town. They brought the A-Team. That's their A-Team boxing. And we had a world title fight. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. I know a bunch of you were there. I don't know if you watched it. We watched it live. I was supposed to go out there and I ended up watching it. And you had a young man who was born in Albuquerque. And he's living in Las Vegas now. He trained up in Santa Fe for this fight. Angelo Leo. He was a former is a former world champion. Now he's the current world champion. And he threw 11. This was a great fight. Actually, the fight card was really good. The undercard was really good. Watching, I mean, all of it. The co-main event, Lindolfo Delgado was a winner over Brian Flores. That was a really good fight. It was a split decision. It was entertaining. And then Venado Lopez, who was considered the best flyweight in the world. He was the world champion. He came to Albuquerque, and certainly an Albuquerque crowd behind the Albuquerque kid. And Angelo Leo threw a left hook in the 10th round, and it was a close fight. It was a 1-point fight on every card. 2 of the cards had it in favor of Lopez, 1 in favor of Leo. I mean, that's how close the fight was. I kind of had it 5 rounds to 4 Leo, but whatever. It's where it was. And have you seen it yet?
Yes, I've seen that.
Put him to sleep.
Boom.
I mean, and look, Lopez just throws a lazy left and left himself wide open. And Leo hits him on the chin and put him to sleep. And it was awesome. And so Albuquerque now has another world champion. And it's been a minute, man, and you've been waiting for something. And look, Johnny was a legend. Danny Romero was great. Bobby Foster. I mean, just go down the list, right? Holly. But this was something, man. And it was good to see. Tingley looks good on TV. I don't know why. It looked really good. I mean, I shouldn't say I don't know why. I mean, they had the whole thing set up. But if you've not seen Angelo Leo with that left hook that hits on the chin, and I mean, it is the perennial drop them like a sack of potatoes, huh?
Yes, it is something you don't see in boxing a whole lot. Just that decisive, that clean of a finish.
And I didn't think Venado Lopez was tiring at the altitude. He didn't train at altitude. He said he was fine. He was, I don't need to. And Leo trained at Santa Fe at 7,000 feet and said his month-long training camp was the best he's ever had. But he said this was a gift to the fans. It was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We're trying to get him on, and I'm still going to try to get him on this week. But a world champion. If you were out there, I'd love your thoughts on the atmosphere. And I think Top Rank's going to come back. Bob Arum has said, man, we forgot. Well, I didn't say we forgot, but, I mean, we knew how great Albuquerque is. It's been too long, and it was great to get back here. But Leo said he knew Venado Lopez was overlooking him. He said it gave me a little motivation, got me a little angry. Because Venado Lopez, before the fight, was talking about what's next. He wanted to unify the world featherweight belt. It was shared by him, Ray Vargas, and Rafael Espinosa. Now, it's no longer shared by Venado Lopez. It's an Albuquerque, New Mexico kid. It is Angelo Leo. It was like, if you're into the fights, and I know so many of you are, and maybe, we didn't do enough lead up on this. You were saying you didn't even know it was in town, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been?
I guess I'm not on those PR loops, but like Friday afternoon, I was hearing some people finally talk about it. I'm like, oh man, that's big time. Where have I been?
Yeah. It was. I'll just tell you, it was big. And again, I mean, ESPN does a lot of fights, but when you get the A team in here, right? When you get Joe Tessitore calling the fight, and he was in full blown Joe Tessitore mode, right? And especially with the left hook to the chin.
Like that would have been my moment. Like selfie autograph. Like people geek out about athletes.
You big on him?
I geek out about play-by-play guys.
Yeah. Is he one of your favorites?
Joe T's awesome.
Yeah.
Just his versatility.
Yeah.
He's great on college football.
He's really good on college football.
Big time fight announcer.
Yeah. And I think he's a great fight announcer. And he's pretty good on what's the Steph Curry putting show? Holy
moly, when that was rolling, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's pretty. Is that are they done with? I guess it wasn't on the summer, huh? Yeah, it was a summer thing. Yeah, he was really good on Holy Moly, the miniature golf game. I like Joe. He did our game once back in the day. He did the New Mexico Bowl when it was just New Mexico. All right, you're in at 505-246-0610. Dwight gives me a ram it. Do we ram it for preseason games? JJ said no. It's a definitive no. You don't get a ram it because the Rams beat the Cowboys in a preseason game. All right.
You do not.
I mean, kind of maybe. All right,
you get a good job, good effort.
That a boy, Stetson Bennett. Richard said, what do you think about JJ's pumpkins on CW yesterday, Jeff? When the announcer said the new philosophy in Denver is learning to win in January and February starts with winning in preseason, which is now a priority. I didn't hear that.
Well, Jeff didn't see that because he doesn't have the CW.
I don't get the CW.
That's his first time reacting to that.
Yeah. The hell do I know? What'd you think of it?
I think it's a bunch of all of it. All of it. It's a bunch of BS. Because didn't we see like the Detroit Lions go undefeated in the preseason once and lose
maybe
like 15 games?
Yeah, that might have happened. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't. Bourne says Aaron Rye must have felt like he found a championship belt and $1 million on the side of the road, Jeffy. You want to talk about backing into the win. So Aaron Rye won on the PGA Tour yesterday. And Aaron Rye is another one of these young guys who's been really close all year. All right. Can we talk about this? This was one of the most amazing back nines of golf ever. I'm not telling you amazing like best ever. But Max Grazerman, and you're like, who the hell is that? This dude, another guy who's been right there, almost won a couple weeks ago. Both him and Aaron Rye, two younger guys, and Grazerman's 29 years old. But to say, JJ, can Aaron Rye back into it when he shot a 64 on Sunday to win a tournament?
Shooting a 64 doesn't feel like backing into it.
Okay, I agree with you. I mean, he shot a 64 on Sunday. He made a 6.5-foot birdie putt on the 18th to win. But that's not even the story. The story is about the guy who didn't win. Max Grazerman made an eagle on 13. Okay, the eagle, it's a crazy, if you see the highlight, his approach shot comes in, and he was playing with Matt Kuchar. The ball, it rolled back, right, spun back. It almost hit Kuchar's ball. Did you see that highlight? And then it spun past it and rolled in, and he makes an eagle. So dude's got a 4-shot lead with 5 to go. And then his tee shot on the next hole, he loses it right, hits the cart path, goes into the woods, it's out of bounds. He took an 8 on the next hole. He was 4 shots up, and the next hole, he was even. Then he came back, and he makes a birdie. And then on 16, dude, he 4-putted. From like as much crap as Rory got for missing those putts at the U.S. Open. Remember that? This was that, except for he missed it twice. Like he missed it, rolled it left, and missed it coming back. That's how hard this damn game is. But Grayson shot a 60 in the second round. He birdied the par 5 15, pulls a shot ahead, and putted the par 3 16th for a double bogey. Par of the last 2 holes, he lost by 1. And Aaron Rai won. Again, another highlight you got to see. So there's 2 highlights you got to go find. And
why give him credit?
And thank you to Adrian for showing this stuff right now, because it's unbelievable if you're watching our feed. This
is a guy that's lost other tournaments, come up short earlier in the year.
Yeah.
So this is finally taking that step forward. That's the way I felt about that.
On Aaron Rai?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Graysterman's been right there too. But Aaron Rai just studied and held his head down and went ahead and did it. But the 2 highlights you got to go find. One, you've got to see Angelo Leo, just the left hook to the chin and dropping Bernardo Lopez. Unbelievable. And then go find the 4-putt on your boy Max Graysterman, because it was unstinking believable. I mean, dude, when you make an eagle, right, and you chip in from the middle of the fairway, and you're 4 up with 5 to go and you're a pro, it's over, right? And then he hits the right, hits the cart path, hits it off the damn golf course. And he makes quadruple bogey. What are we doing? It was uncomfortable, man. You could say, did a guy win a golf tournament or did he not win a golf tournament? You know, did one guy win or one guy lose? You know what I'm saying? We have this conversation all the time. Did the guy win or did the guy lose? And what do you tell me all the time, JJ?
Well, for every comeback, there is a collapse.
That's correct. For every comeback, there's a collapse. And that was sure as hell the case. All right, 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. Emails coming in. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. When we come back, we got a bunch of Home Run Derby X to talk about. I think I see Forrest waiting outside. I can see him looking at his phone. See what kind of isotopes hat in garb he's got. It's time to detail your vehicle. You spend a lot of money on your vehicle. It's one of your biggest investments. Take care of it and call On the Spot Automotive Detailing. Have them come out to you and detail your vehicle inside and outside, around the rims, under, like everywhere that you don't get. And even if you do, they get it better. This is what the car dealers do. They detail your vehicle. Remember the day you took it off the lot, how fun it was, how clean it was, how great it was to drive? That's what they do. They also have ceramic coating and paint protection and film that work like magic. No more mud or dirt or water stains. They've got a protective layering to help prevent UV oxidation and damage to your car's paint. They're rewarded best in the city because they are best in the city. They also are the experts at window tinting. OTSdetailing.com. You can book and buy right there. It's all online, On the Spot Automotive Detailing at OTSdetailing.com.
This report is...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
For surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom. Boom.
There's so few days on the calendar right now for the young man to have his birthday. It's tough. Look, fills up. What is up? Forrest is here from your Albuquerque Ice Hopes. He's got the black trucker with the patch, the circle patch logo on it today.
Yep, it's a classic hat. They still sell them in the team shop, so if you want one, go on down.
Get one there. Home Run Derby X coming up. Rio Grande Credit Union Field at Isotopes Park on the corner of Avenida Cesar Chavez and University on Friday, April 23rd.
August 23rd. You're so close to nailing that. I mean, that was...
Did I say April?
You did.
Yeah, April.
Yeah, I mean, they both start with A's, right?
What the hell? This already happened. Merely what it is a week from Friday.
Exactly,
It's next week.
10, 11 days.
It's Home Run Derby X. This is... and tickets are going pretty well, huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's going to be a packed house on Friday night.
Do my baseball bucks work on that day?
I think they do, actually, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's a real...
I got to book a baseball bucks, JJ. I got to burn before the end of the season. I think it's like 2 beers.
That's better than nothing, right?
You know what else, though? I hit we're going to get to Home Run Derby. I let's support. I hit the noodle guy down the third base line, the yakisoba noodles.
Oh, yeah. Aren't they delicious?
Dude, he cooks them right in front of you, the noodles with the chicken and the vegetables and the spice. Like, that was a legit meal.
It's like a hibachi grill right in front of you, like at a baseball stadium. How cool can you get?
And it's relatively easy to eat in your seat, right?
Oh,
it puts in a big old, thing and
noodle container, like you'd see it any.
Yeah, like a noodle container. Yeah, one of those things.
Yeah, Chinese restaurants or Japanese. Yeah, that's what they call them, right? Noodle containers.
It was in a noodle container, and it didn't even drip all over me. All right, Home Run Derby X next Friday.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so it's going to be a whole lot of fun. So Home Run Derby X is essentially this fast-paced 3-on-3 home run derby with a defensive element to it. You have a MLB legend, you have a softball superstar, and then you have a local player, right? So you're going to have 4 teams, 2 teams go up against each other. And then
so there's going to be 3 different games or what?
3 different games, yep. So each player gets 2.5 minutes to hit. They have they have a chance to go on a hot streak. They can hit it through these little upright goals that also count as more points.
Like a field goal kicker.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then they get the orange ball that's like a Super Bowl.
Exactly. I think that counts double.
Yeah, because you guys are
That's
telling
for
me,
their
oh, no,
hot
this
streak.
is just a regular baseball. I'm like, no, it's the way it bounces off the ground in my office. It's.
I don't make them. I just
know
have them, you know. So
are they in the humidor?
they are not.
Good.
So that's
they'll
they'll be flying that night.
How many balls do you anticipate going through?
I think there's going to be from what I've heard, about 200 home runs hit the entire night.
So how many baseballs will you have on hand?
Oh man, I think
is there a chance you run out of baseballs?
No chance. This is MLB. You kidding me?
How many balls do you go through in a regular game?
Like 140, 150
in
probably.
A regular game?
Yeah.
Do you know this? I've talked to John Traub about this. I actually brought this up. Did you hear that when I did the Connie Mack World Series championship game on CBS Sportsnet 2 weekends ago with Ray Birmingham, and I asked him this question because it was kind of cool. The ball would get in the dirt and you throw it back to the pitcher. And remember we used to run baseballs until they were brown and ripping off.
Yeah.
When did it become anytime a ball hits the dirt or you just throw it out and it's unusable anymore?
I don't know. I'd say probably around the time Manny Ramirez got into MLB, who's going to be participating at Home Run Derby X. We have Johnny Gomes as well, Ian Desmond, Ryan Zimmerman, Andrea Howard. And what's cool about this is we have this new deal. We're calling it Howl of a deal. For just $20, you get a ticket to Home Run Derby X. You get a ticket to the Lobos home opener on Saturday, the next day, football home opener, and you get a 2024 Isotopes ticket to one of the remaining 12 home games this year. You got to find the link on our website or on our socials.
abqisotopes.com, and then your socials are what?
At ABQ Isotopes for both Twitter and Instagram and Facebook.
Forrest is in from Isotopes. We're talking Home Run Derby X.
Yes, sir. Yes, so it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. We're also giving out rally towels to all the fans who get go in the home run zone for their tickets out there. So you have a chance to get, and I haven't even mentioned this yet, 3,000 Mariachis Manny Ramirez jersey giveaway to the fans 16 and older. Very sleek design, light blue, orange sleeves, Ramirez on the back, his iconic number 24. So you have a chance to get.
So there's going to be a line for that.
Oh yeah, it's going to be packed. You can just hint you could get a jersey, a Manny Ramirez Mariachi jersey. You get a home run zone ticket. That's a rally towel, and you have a chance to get a Manny Ramirez home run ball if you are able to catch one. Or Ian Desmond, Ryan Zimmerman, and Andrea Howard's going to be in town. Gene Trujillo, who's a rising sophomore for the Lobos. Rob Stratton's also a local player, former Isotopes. Yeah, he's a former home run champion himself. Won 2 AAA home run derbies, including the one right here in Albuquerque in 2007 as a retired player, nonetheless. Too. Yeah, he retired in 2006, then won that here in 2007. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun, action-packed the entire night.
Oh yeah, you got no hair.
I have no headphones. Yeah. Relay the question to me.
You want me to ask him anything? I'm looking around. Oh, like Forrest has no headphones. JJ was going to talk. He's like, in my ear, he can't hear me. I'm like, why? What's wrong with his hearing? He can't hear. This is the locals too are a big deal on this, huh?
They are.
I think that's kind of a cool part of what they're doing. So if you're thinking about, do I want to go out? This isn't just some home run derby. So the batters are going to be hitting over by third base. Okay, it's not even at home plate. The home run zone is going to be the berm. There's like a zone with goalposts. So it's basically from left center field all the way to the right, right center field all the way to the right field pole. Yep. And there's a defensive element. So if you don't hit the ball out of the yard and you catch it, the defense gets points.
Exactly. Yeah. So you get a point for a home run, a point for a defensive catch, and you also get double points for hitting it through the goalpost in the middle of the home run target. Or if you're on your hot streak with those orange baseballs, you get 5 swings for that. You also get double points for that. And so the fence is going to be about 310 feet or so.
That's easy.
So I think we're going to see a whole heck of a lot of home runs.
You think 200?
Oh, easily. Yeah, I mean, this is Albuquerque, right? I know.
I think so. Yeah.
When all these players knew they were signing up for this, they were ecstatic to come to Albuquerque because they knew how the ball flies here, how big the crowd's going to be. It's just going to be an electric night.
Is there TV on this?
No TV.
Good. That
No.
means you got to go out and see it.
Exactly. Yeah. So you want to check this out, you got to buy a ticket Friday, August 23rd, abqisotopes.com. Stop by the box office, call our box office, whatever you want to do. We'll take care of you.
This is kind of cool that it came here. And
yeah,
I you know, like we talked about, there was a world championship fight the other night, right?
Sure.
It's out of Tingley, nationally televised. There's, I think, what, 4 of these? This
only 4 of these the entire year in the entire world.
Get this?
I think MLB wants, to try to expand this, I believe. And so they knew that our market was one of the best markets in minor league baseball. And so, they thought, hey, let's take it to Albuquerque and see what we can do out there and see how this, how receptive this is for the fans. And I think so far, they've been pretty impressed and happy with what we've done. So we're just looking forward to the actual event and, showing MLB how great this thing is.
All right, are tickets, and I probably should go take a look at this, but are tickets, are they general admission or?
No. So the home run zone is general admission. So you'll be
right?
standing on the berm. So that's going to be the only spot really where you can get a consistent home runs hit to you the entire night and have any kind of action, because this is like batting practice, right? So you're not going to get many foul balls. So if you want to try to catch a ball, the home run zone is going to be the place to be. You're going to want to grab your glove because they're going to be coming in hot. Everything else is just like an Isotopes game in terms of the tickets. You get individual seat, kind of the stage view area, which is almost all sold out behind third base. But there's also some high stage view on the upper deck that's still available. So if you want to get a glimpse from behind home plate, from where the batters are going to be, the third base side is going to be the spot for you. But if you want to kind of get to see if the ball flying through the air, the right field side is going to be the spot to be. And the house section is going to be 108, 110, 112. And if you buy that special $20 ticket for HRDX ticket, Lobo football opener, and Isotopes 2024 game, you're in that section cheering for the Lobos as well, because that's a dedicated section just for cheering on the Lobos team. And because, so it's the Isotopes, the 4 teams are Isotopes, green chili cheeseburgers, mariachis, and the Lobos.
Beautiful.
And so for the Lobos, you have Ryan Zimmerman, you have Andrea Howard, softball legend there, home run champion for the Lobos, and then rising sophomore Gene Trujillo. So a strong connection.
So 2 Lobos and Ryan Zimmerman.
Exactly.
Who's never been out here, by the way.
But his mother-in-law apparently is from here.
New Mexico somewhere.
Yeah, right.
He wasn't sure where.
How cool is that?
Yeah, I remember watching that, like, I don't know, somewhere. It's all the same, right? I don't know.
So he has connections to the area,
I know
right?
people who say, like, way out there. I've never been out there.
Yeah.
Like it's
how far is out there?
I know, it's just a bunch of, like, it's going to the moon. Like if you live on the East Coast, it's all the way out there. You got out there. Like, it's not that bad.
No.
All right, go to abqisotopes.com.
That's right.
Find their socials, ABQ Isotopes. All the links are there. That great deal is if you buy for $20, you get a ticket to Home Run Derby X, the Lobo opener the next day, and one of the remaining 12 Isotopes games this year. So that's all available for you. And by the way, it's just going to be a blast watching dudes hit bombs and all the entertainment that goes on out there. It's a week from this Friday. Make your plans. It's the 23rd of August.
There we go.
That's next Friday. And all your info's there. Forrest, I know you got an appointment here in 2 minutes over at Magic, so the limo's waiting outside for you.
I appreciate that, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Always appreciate you. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Forrest was here as well. On 95.9 FM at AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Hey, it's Kenny Thomas. I want to invite you to join me at my...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Adventure is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, Destroyed, brah. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Like me, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I give you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Murcia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Sports Animal.
You know, all these damn young quarterbacks are taken away from Aaron Rodgers this time. I haven't talked about Aaron Rodgers enough lately, JJ. I mean, Bo Nix played this weekend, played well. So did J.J. McCarthy, Caleb Williams, and Jaden Daniels, and even Michael Penix. Hell, we talk more about Stetson Bennett and Trey Lance. What the hell's going on around here? Taking away all the airtime from Aaron Rodgers. Well, here we go. What up, boys and girls? Merry whatever day. Oh, it's Monday. How do you not know that? Happy Monday. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. Now I can hear you. Sorry about that, dude. I didn't even realize. Like, normally I say normally. Used to be, there was a set of headphones in here for guests. That was back when our keyboard worked.
Things.
I know. Yeah. Sorry.
That's my bad as a producer, too. I should have checked that.
Dude. It's my bad as an idiot. All right, there's going to be an unauthorized biography. I don't even know. What does that mean? So somebody's writing a book without his permission? It's coming out soon, an unauthorized biography on Aaron Rodgers. Coming out. And where Aaron Rodgers evidently says, quote, if there's one thing I wish I could have done, we've done this again. Quote, if there's one thing I wish I could have done different, it's that because that's the only thing critics could hit me with. He says he wishes he had not said he was immunized against the COVID. This is the biggest thing that's coming out of this book. I don't need to read it. Can I just tell you that? But if I would do it again, I would have said in August, bleep the appeal. I'm just going to tell them I'm allergic to PEG. I'm not getting Johnson & Johnson. I'm not going to be vaxxed. Is really the biggest, like, is that what you think about Aaron Rodgers? When you think of Aaron Rodgers, do you think about the whole immunization? It was a big deal back then. I understand that. When everybody, the vaccine was a big deal. COVID was huge. But in 2024, do you care that much anymore? Or is that a big part of who he is?
Kind of part of who he is when he discusses all the other stuff he does. And it's a little interesting twist of kind of who's ultimately signing his paychecks.
It is. I'll give you that. The author of this book is Ian O'Connor. He said the reason... the controversy, I mean, obviously was big, right? He told Ian O'Connor the reason he claimed he was immunized was the statement represented, quote, the crux of my appeal. Oh, okay. Asked if he would have gotten vaccinated, had a local mandate sidelined him, like, remember the whole Kyrie Irving thing when he was playing for the Nets and he couldn't have played? He said, I wouldn't have done it. Okay. And look, I'll everything that's come out now, wherever you all stand on vaccines, and I'm not looking to make a commentary on that. Other new things in the book that come out. He talks about his near decades-long estrangement with his family. There's interviews with Rodgers and his parents, his grandmother, and other relatives, and takes a look at the reported role that the family dynamics played in Rodgers' former girlfriend, Olivia Munn. The story of the first step Rodgers and his father made towards reconciliation. I don't know. I mean, does this book interest you at all?
The excerpts?
No. Right.
But this is not one I'm going to go out and.
You're not buying
like,
at the airport
this is
for
a
your long flight?
biography I need to read.
You do? Or you don't?
I don't.
All right. Because you got flights coming up. I mean, you're
not really.
Okay. No?
Not until January.
Is that right? I haven't really stared.
Global Women's Basketball plays 2 road games in non-conference. One of them is the Las Cruces.
That's a bust.
And others in Lubbock, which might be a
bust. That's probably a bust, too. Damn. All right. I guess I haven't stared at their non-conference schedule. All right. All right, so that's out. Look, we're all over the place today. 505-246-0610. If you want to get in on the Olympic basketball, I asked you a question earlier. And I know the audience turns quite a bit. Better close to win the gold medal. Steph Curry, 4 threes in 2 minutes and 7 seconds. And the last one was bonkers. Or Scottie Scheffler, the 4 birdies down the stretch to win the gold medal. I don't know that I think that there's a wrong answer on that. Women hold off France 67-66. The men beat France 98-87 to win the gold. And there's a lot of people who feel like it's not gold enough. Steve Kerr did a crummy job. I'm just going to tell you, and yeah, I will consent. I've always liked Steve Kerr. I think he did a hell of a job with this team. Well, Jason Tatum didn't play, and how can an all-NBA guy not play, and he's a champion? Look, man, there's 12 dudes on this team, 5 on the court at the time, and they won gold. Now, if they didn't win gold, we could have this conversation a lot deeper, but I know a lot of Celtics fans are pissed that their guy didn't play. And he will play next time around, and everybody didn't get to play. And who are you playing him instead of? I'm listening to the argument, and I still haven't heard it, by the way. Everybody's screaming, have you heard that he should have played, he should have gotten whose minutes? Have you heard anybody give you that answer?
No.
Because there's a lot of people screaming, including his mama. Right? But where's the argument? He should have played instead of LeBron. Or he should have played instead of Curry. Or whom? Instead of whom? That's what I thought. I mean, I don't know. Last I checked, they won the gold medal, didn't they? All right, 505-246-0610. 888-922-0610. When we come back, a Red Sox player is in trouble. I'm not sure you've heard of him, but not for anything he did on the, well, kind of on the field, but it's really what he said towards the fans. It's never a good idea to go clap back at the fans. And especially when you're going to do this. That's coming up next. Hey, you got an event coming up. You are responsible for planning the event. It is a reception, a wedding, a fantasy football draft, a holiday party, whatever it is. May I strongly suggest you look into the Albuquerque Convention Center because they have over 600,000 square feet of flexible indoor and outdoor meeting space. They've got a parking garage right there off Martin Luther King, directly connected to the facility. They've got beautiful, beautiful facilities, a great menu, incredible staff, and they will handle whatever you've got, whether it's 2 people or 200 people or 20,000 people. It's walking distance from everywhere in downtown, and it is at the center of it all. The Isleta New Mexico Bowl is held an event there every year. Why? Because they take care of our people. They treat them well. You've been to events there. You understand how great it is. They get people fed quickly. The food is good. The service is tremendous. Be at the center of it all. You've got an event to plan it at the Albuquerque Convention Center. The number is 505-768-4575. 505-768-4575. They're online at albuquerquecc.com. The Albuquerque Convention Center, be at the center of it all.
This report is sponsored by Qdoba.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, ProView Networks.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
The Sports Animal.
All right, here's a dude in the news that you probably haven't heard of. JJ, I know you know the answer, but I'm going to play the game anyway. Jarren Duran is an outfielder for the Red Sox, a diver on the Canadian Olympic team, the third-string quarterback for the Tennessee Titans, or the guy who finished runner-up in yesterday's NASCAR race. It's a pretty good one.
I think a lot more people might know this one than you would expect.
Okay. But still, I was pretty proud of the little multiple choice.
Was the MVP of the All-Star game this
year. Yeah, but, I mean, all right. So most people knew that he was the outfielder for the Red Sox? Is he going to be remembered more for being the MVP of the All-Star game or what he did yesterday?
MVP of the All-Star game.
All right. Yesterday, he was in an exchange with a fan at the ball game. The bottom of the sixth inning, in between pitches, count was 1-2, and Duran was 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out twice. A guy behind home plate was yelling at him, tennis racket, you need a tennis racket. Duran turned around, looked at the fan, and you can hear him on the TV broadcast saying, shut up, you bleeping, and he used a homophobic slur. Then you know what it is. He will be fined by Major League Baseball. During tonight's game, he said, quote, I used a truly horrific word when responding to a fan. I feel awful knowing how many people I offended and disappointed. I apologize to the entire Red Sox organization, but more importantly to the entire LGBTQ community. Our young fans are supposed to be able to look up to me as a role model. Tonight I fell short of that responsibility. I will use this opportunity to educate myself and my teammates and grow as a person. Rarely does a player win when interacting with a fan.
Yeah, well, and when that comes out of your mouth.
And when
it's one thing
when that comes out of your mouth.
If you get smile, chuckle, like, all right, good one, man. Let's see what happens. Just wait. Like, there's ways you can interact. Then there's also things that none of us need to be.
That's a word that probably needs to be erased from your vocabulary. Dan, good morning. Thanks for holding. You're on the Sports Animal. What's up?
How you guys doing today?
Good. What's happening?
I have concerns about both Olympic basketball coaches.
Okay.
My main concern, I was watching yesterday the women's team. I couldn't understand why would they have Brittany Griner play all of about 3 minutes? She's a post-up player, right? A center that could have done something.
Okay.
They could have used Caitlin Clark as a three-point shooter.
Except for she wasn't
They
there.
didn't have anybody that could shoot the three ball. They made a couple of threes, but they made that game too close. In the men's game, in the men's area, I don't think Kerr likes the Celtic players for some reason. Who knows?
Yeah, but okay. So on Tatum, who should he have played Tatum instead of? Who would have?
I think they should have all been able to been rotated in and out of that game. All their games should have been rotated.
Kind of like
all the players should have been rotated.
An equal time thing.
Yeah, Apple time. Even LeBron and Anthony Davis can't show favoritism to certain people. Play everybody. Why be on an Olympic team? Why would you be on an Olympic team and not play everybody?
Yeah, and it's coach. Yeah, and Dan, I appreciate the call. Thanks. Any team, everybody isn't playing. I mean, you can go back to the original Dream Team. I don't think Christian Laettner ever got in.
Well, I don't think you can have both those things. Be questioning why player X, Y, Z isn't there or not playing, and then going, well, we need equal for everyone. Because isn't one saying need to do whatever it takes to win?
I never heard him say you need to do whatever it takes to win. I heard him saying you want equal time. Not even equal. Although
the
sounded like
Griner
equal.
one. she played.
Well, explain that then. Why didn't Brittany Griner play?
Because you had Asia Wilson, and they were playing more athletic front court.
And that's kind of the same position, right?
Yeah, Asia Wilson was essentially being their 5.
Who was the MVP, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah,
correct?
and one of the best players in the world too. So
Yeah, and so that's why Brittany Griner didn't play. She's a big post presence. Would you say she's still one of the best players in the world?
Who?
Brittany Griner?
Probably not. I don't know if you'd consider her best player in the world at center position anymore.
Yeah, and then where else
Still
are you
a
going to
good
play her?
player, but-
Yeah, where else are you going to play her? What I heard there is everybody should play. And I don't care what team you're on, there's going to be somebody or somebodies who don't get a lot of playing time. And so if you'd have played everybody rotated, so Halliburton and Tatum and White would have played, that's obviously less Curry, LeBron, Durant. Would you have won? Maybe. I don't know the answer, nor do you. But I think when you get into it, at some point you realize, man, everybody isn't going to play. Is it favoritism, or did he play the best lineup? The result was gold medal, right? It's a no-win situation, man. You don't want to be coach of that team. If you're there, stay there. 505-246-0610. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 6 the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
I was born.
Voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Well, coming off a spectacular weekend, you got the football. You got the wrap-up of the Olympics. World Championship boxing, insane golf, and interesting baseball. College football's less than 2 weeks away. Are you entertained yet? It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. 505-246-0610 is how to get here. 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. Howard, thanks for holding. Good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Howie.
Good morning, guys. How about that Bo Nix, JJ?
I'll take a little positive hype.
There you go, man. It's I wish I could find some from my boys, but I'd like to kind of answer to that gentleman that previously called. First off, get a treat for your dog before you make your phone call. That way we can hear you good. But anyway, you know, I just think chemistry is important. You can't just have a consistent rotation and say this group's going to play for 8 minutes. This group, and you know, you develop a chemistry, you get something going, you stick with it. I seriously doubt, that Steve Kerr is against the Boston Celtics players, and he would stoop to such pettiness as to not play them. I seriously doubt that. And Halliburton was having the best time of his life on that bench, supporting the team. Every time I saw him, he was cheering for the team or laughing and having a great time. So he was a consummate teammate. And, in the women's team, they won. I mean, whether it's 1 or 20, they won. They won a gold medal. Take your hat off to them. The women's soccer team, there's another one that was unexpected, but we got another gold there. And when it comes to all the dream team comparisons, I'm sick of that stuff, and this is why. I think the landscape of international basketball has just been completely revamped over the last 30 years. Wouldn't you guys say?
Of course.
I mean, the players are better. It's shown in all the NBA players that we have sprinkled around the NBA on various teams. So I think this win was a good one. Steph Curry is freaking amazing, and I think he showed up just on time and just in time to the Olympics to make it a gold medal for the United States. Have a good day, guys.
See you. Yeah, this is a good win as opposed to a bad win, right? And that's what I don't understand, where people are losing their mind. Like, you won the gold. And everybody said going in, well, we understand it's going to be tougher in the world. But then all of a sudden you play a few tough games, and yeah, Serbia damn near beat you. And France was right there with you. But you won. And there's this notion, and JJ, I listened to this crap coming in this morning. There's this notion that you don't have to practice. You got the NBA, you're the USA. Literally what was said is, it's the USA. You don't have to practice. This isn't about chemistry. You got LeBron and Jason Tatum should be out there, and these guys should be playing and just roll the balls out. And meanwhile, you got these international or these national teams from other places who play together a lot more. That chemistry is real. We hear it about all the time. In I don't know if you can define it, like Deion said the other day. Deion Sanders, what's chemistry? There's this notion you could just roll the damn ball out, and you're going to win a gold medal against whoever else the world has. And that's I believe that's just not true.
I agree with that. I think we do see, though, talent-wise, there's still an advantage and an obvious edge for Team USA, but it's also why you play the game, because that sport, when in a single elimination format, anything can happen if you get hot. And we saw the close games that Team USA was able to play. And roster-wise, I don't think it was Steve Kerr is against the Celtic players. I think it was Steve Kerr was realizing his veteran players are good enough to lean on in their final Olympics, and that's where he's going. Because in 2028, Jason Tatum,
that's right,
Anthony Edwards,
Tyrese Halliburton
could be there. but you're looking at different roster.
And I'll
Jalen Brunson, Joel Embiid, Chet Holmgren, Tyrese Maxey, you name it.
And by the way, you're going to go up against Victor Wembanyama and these guys. And what if you don't win next time through? Am I going to hear, Tatum played too much?
So I don't think this is a axe or vendetta against anyone. I think it was a realization from Steve Kerr going, my veteran dudes can play at this level.
Yeah.
They can still play 30 minutes. And this is their last run. And I think that was a factor of why he leaned on those guys, but they performed.
Do you really believe it was a vendetta? He doesn't like but do people really believe he doesn't like the Celtics players?
Yes.
He doesn't like that.
Even though the last title they won, they beat that. So why would he have an axe to grind against the Celtics?
Right. Look, he played. I mean, I don't know what coach wouldn't play LeBron James
Derek
and stuff.
White minutes early on. Maybe that's the one you're like, well, those should have been Jason Tatum.
Dude, Jason Tatum played 11 minutes yesterday. That's a quarter of the game. What coach isn't playing LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry?
And I will say, I think what led to them maybe getting 30 minutes as opposed to 25 and a little bit more was the fact you did play 2 close games against Serbia and France. And so you're locked into a rotation. You played a little bit more than everything else. And this is the last run with that crew. So I
you
don't
think there was some sentiment there?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I don't think I'm not playing these guys because I don't like them. I think it was, well, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry can still play at this level, and in 4 years these guys aren't going to be on this team.
I mean, Anthony Edwards only played 9 minutes. Should he got more than Jason Tatum? And by the way, in his 11 minutes, Jason Tatum scored 2 points, had 3 rebounds. I mean, it's not like he lit it up when he was in there. Go earn your time. That's the other thing. And the reports coming out of there was he wasn't very good in practice, and very good is relative to against whom you're playing, right? But I got to believe during these camps, if he was lighting it up, he'd have been playing.
Like Therese Halliburton had the right idea. He posted on his social media a photo of him with a gold medal.
Yes.
And he said, when you don't do any work in the group project and you still get an A. Like he understood, like he was having fun with it. He knew like there's no reason I'm playing over Steph Curry. I think when you look at Jason Tatum being the highest paid player in the NBA, and the fact that he was emotional about it himself, he's like, well, I'm not gonna. When they asked him about 2028, and he said, well, that's 4 years from now. I need to take time to think about it. What's there to think about, dude?
Nothing to think about. Look,
it's you're bitter, but Steve Kerr and company didn't do anything wrong.
When you're used to being the guy, and I'm sure it's...
And guess what? We're questioning him if he even is that guy.
Well, we've questioned it until he won a championship.
No.
Or did he win the championship? Did Jaylen Brown win? Okay. When you've always been, throughout your life, you've been the guy who plays. You've been the focal point. I'm sure it's a hell of an adjustment to go to a team like this where I'm sure you believe you should be on the floor. But you're on a team with LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. Those guys are playing in front of you. Who are you to say anything? Well, you're that guy. It's got to be an adjustment. So I don't even know the right way to do it. Is the right way, like you said, Tyrese Halliburton? And then his mom clapping doesn't help. Anytime your mom or your wife is out there, it's never good for you. It just never is, right?
I think for Jason Tatum, if you took a step back and said, yes, you won an NBA championship. You have the richest contract in the NBA.
Win.
No one can take that away from you. But yet, yes, the narrative, the talking heads, the world, they're going to spin. But if you say take a step back and look at a LeBron James or Steph Curry or Kevin Durant and how they handled this and how much it meant to them, and say, hey, I got to be a piece of this last run with some of the best players ever to play the game.
Winner.
And then in 2028, I can be that guy. That's a competitive mindset. It's one thing to be frustrated not being on the floor because you have a level of expectation. But you know what? I heard Anthony Edwards being super confident saying, I'm going to be the number one option. This is my team. And he wasn't. And I didn't see him complaining. I saw him show up, play basketball.
And have fun when he was out
Get his
there.
opportunities, be a gold medalist, and understand that in 2028, he could be that dude.
Yeah.
And I expect him to be that dude more so than Jason Tatum. Because Jason Tatum, sure is not stepping up to be someone that you can look at and say, yes, we are handing you this team. We are going to trust you. So I'm also sitting there thinking, you know what, man, I want Jaylen Brown on my squad more than Jason Tatum right now.
Yeah, I'm looking back at the original Dream Team. And I'm looking at like games played and average minutes and all that stuff. John Stockton played in 2 games of the 6. Larry Bird only played in 2 games. Can that be right? 92? Christian Laettner, I mean, I never heard Christian Laettner complain because he knew his spot, right? He knew, I mean, he was lucky to be there. Chris Mullin, I mean, whoever it was. It's got to be hard to accept that role. And again, I don't think that there was any sort of, I don't know, bias or whatever against those guys. Steve Kerr had a job to do. He went out and did the job. Olympic statistics for the Dream Team, 8 games. I don't think anybody started. Michael Jordan's the only one who started all of them. Magic started in 5. Barkley started 4. Ewing started 4. Karl Malone started 4. David Robinson started 4. Stockton only played in 4 games. Is John Stockton any less of a player? No, he was one of the best point guards ever. I know people who didn't see him play don't remember that. Christian Laettner.
Stockton with 7.3 minutes per game.
Right.
Going out there, sulking.
I don't recall him sulking. Yeah. 505-246-0610. I mean, you can tell me. I'm curious. Where are you on that? Like, is Steve Kerr? You can see his relief. Do you want that job? You want to coach USA Olympic team? That's easy. Just roll out the balls. 505-246-0610. I got a bunch of your emails on this next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
States men's team this year. They won the gold medal, and everybody got to play in those games, and they played 8 games. How many games did this team play? Was it 6? Whatever it was. Back in 92, they played 8 games. Do you know what their closest game was? The closest margin of victory for the Dream Team back in 92? The gold medal game, they beat Croatia by 32. First game, they beat Angola by 68, 116-48. And then they played Croatia 103-70. That was 33 points. Then they beat Germany 111-68. That's 39. Beat Brazil 127-83. That's 44 points. And then Spain 122-81. That's 41 points. Quarterfinals, Puerto Rico 115-77. That's a mere 38-point victory. Semifinals against Lithuania, 127-76. That's 51 points. And then 117-85 in the final. So, yeah, everybody got to play, JJ. Jason Tatum would have played on that team, too. Tyrese Halliburton, Derek White would have gotten nice minutes. If you're winning by 30, I mean, what is that, an average of, I don't know, looks like close to 40 damn points. A little different, isn't it? Yeah, the world's different. There was better competition. I'll give you that. There was better competition for this team again than it was the 92 Dream Team.
I still think the 92 Dream Team would have done just fine in the 2024.
I promise you they would have. And I, I'm not big on this. Well, how would this team done against that team? Why can't that just be the Dream Team and find another name for this? And I don't know that you're going to convince the old school guys that whoever you had on this team was better than Jordan and Bird and Magic and Malone and Pippen and Barkley, right? Well, they had LeBron and stuff. Yeah, they were both really good, dude. Why can't they both be really good? Somebody's got to be the best. Okay, we'll never know. We'll never know. Remember what Jordan said? Was it recently? He said the Bulls would have beat, I don't remember who he was talking about. Whoever maybe it was this year's Celtics or the Warriors a couple of years ago or whatever. He said, yeah, we'd have beat them by 2. And somebody said, yeah, well, only by 2. He says, yeah, we're all in our 60s right now. That was a great line. It was great. Like, he still thinks today they'd go out and beat those guys. But yeah, man, I don't know. For all you screaming, like who would you have played them in front of? Mean Machine says, where's the playing time coming from, Jeff? If Steve Kerr can't 5 minutes for 11 guys and they're bitching, how's Patino going to keep 13 or Bradbury 15 of them happy? They're not. They're not. Hence your transfer portal. They're not.
And the reality of it is that's not an Olympic roster, thus you don't have 13 and or 15 that are good enough to deserve minutes.
Look, I just all of a sudden where this whole let's everybody play this youth sports thing. I told you, man, we had this issue at youth sports this year, right? About a goaltender and who should we play and are we here to win? And
well, isn't it? I think what's wild is there's so many people that complain that that's like what's wrong with sport. And I think it's certain age groups and competitions you change. Like, we're not talking about a Little League roster.
Right.
Like, of 8-year-olds that aren't, it's not an all-star team, not like we're not talking about women's sport, but if it's like a Little League roster, yeah, I'd expect every kid to play. You're trying to get them to enjoy the game and develop. This is Olympic basketball, and now we're worried about minutes?
Even at the Little League World Series this week, you're going to see all the kids on the roster bat. They all bat. I think they bat everybody on the active roster bats, right? We're talking about what you're telling me are the elite of the elite, the best in the world, right? Are we complaining that I don't know, the runners who didn't get out of the first qualifying heat, they don't get to compete again? They only get to go over and run, but it's not fair. They didn't get their playing time. The goal is, what did Herm Edwards once say?
Play to win the game.
You play to win the game.
And I want to see Jason Tatum take that energy and say, I'm going to show the world in 2028 that I can be a centerpiece of Team USA basketball. I got this experience. Like, stop complaining, man. Stop.
Well, I don't know that he's complaining.
He is complaining.
Is it?
Well, to me, there's zero. When you're asked, say, in 2028, do you want to play Team USA basketball? There should be zero. Well, I need time to think about it. And you need time to think about it because you're upset you didn't play.
Yeah, I think you're right. The answer would have been, man, it was great to be part of this. And amazing team, and I always want to play more. Always love to play more. But I'm glad I'm part of this, and to have this gold medal around my neck and the experience and to see.
So Jason Tatum's going to be 30 at the next Olympics. So Jason Tatum could be this guy.
Yeah.
That when he's 34, if he's good enough to play like a Kevin Durant, LeBron James, or Steph Curry, is 38.
Yeah.
Trying to fend off that next generation.
Yeah.
Like, that's all there in front of him.
Yeah. Yeah, the answer is, again, what an unbelievable experience. I'm so grateful to have this opportunity. I always want to play more. Like, I wish I would have been able to, but I understand it. And to be able to be on a team with Steph and LeBron and KD and watch these guys have their moments was so special, and I'm going to learn from that. And can't wait to be in that position next time around. I'm looking forward to LA in 2020. Is that the answer?
Yes. Like, to me, it would be zero time to think. Olympics in your home country, and if you're that dude that's going to live up to the biggest contract in NBA history, build off winning a championship, you'll be 30 years old.
Right in your prime.
You should be sharpied into that roster.
You could be Captain America,
thinking about it.
right? You could be Captain America at that point. You and Anthony Edwards and Chet Holmgren, and to your point, the next generation. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I got a bunch more emails at Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com. A lot of people want to ram it today. It's kind of funny. I wonder how much the admission charge was this AM to watch him finish. Cooch. I got to believe you got him free if you wanted to go watch Matt Kuchar hit 3 shots today.
So the people there, just the janitor still cleaning up.
They're like, we can't start breaking them down. Matt Kuchar marked his ball last night on the 18th after hitting his tee shot, decided to come back and finish today as everybody else finished. And he made par to finish right where he was, tied for 12th.
So did they do the ceremony yesterday of, here's your trophy to the winner? And
yeah, because he couldn't win. I mean, he was out of contention already.
So they went through all that yesterday, and they're just like, all right, Matt, go get see if you can.
Yeah, you can move up to
10th
10th or whatever. Tied, because he was tied 12. So he could have dropped down. He won like $122,000, and he could have he could have dropped down to like $70-something thousand. Yeah, so he earned $134,695. If he'd have bogeyed, and I think that's kind of what he was trying not to do because it was dark, he would have dropped down to making $77,000. So that's significant, right?
Yeah, as long as he didn't hold up any of the other stuff yesterday,
right?
I'm fine.
They all had to come back today. Now, if he'd have made birdie, he would have risen from 134 to 223,000 or 230. Yeah, $223,000. So he stood to make an extra $100,000 or lose $70,000. I mean, that's significant. And if he felt, but his whole thing was, so he was playing with Max Grayer's who, and he said he was trying to teach him a lesson. It's like, what lesson are you trying to teach him? It was dark. It was 8:20, well after sunset. And Grazerman was trying to win a golf tournament, which he completely slipped away. Kuchar, quote, "I was trying to set an example for Max. We were so far past when we should have stopped playing. We saw what Max did on 16. That's where he four-putted. They should have blown the horn there. I feel bad. The poor kid should have won this tournament. By me not playing, it may show Max he has an important shot to hit," end quote. Well, then why'd you hit your drive? What was the difference? He still hit his drive off the tee, right? And then said, yeah, I'm done. Like, should Grazerman come back and they held the whole thing? Then JJ, if Grazerman didn't play and he was one stroke back, they wouldn't have handed out the trophy and the check. But I mean, Kuchar was so far back, it didn't matter. They all gathered today, or whoever they all are, probably 8 people, and a rules official.
We are gathered here today in the presence of Matt Kuchar and his opportunity for a birdie on 18.
There's like cell phone video. I think all of CBS's cameras were put away. They're already on the truck headed to the next stop. And there's cell phone video of dude hitting his 3 shots to show you it really happened. I mean, okay. All right. 505-246-0610. Hey, JJ, when we come back, Kyle Winningham, the Utah football coach, had some really, really interesting things to say about the way he envisions college football over the next very few years. And he thinks there's going to be another big realignment coming and what that might mean. This is from the head coach at Utah, who's been doing this for a minute. Get your thoughts on it, too. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Dirty Boys present.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Light skin shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
I don't know if you saw this the other day. I thought it was beautiful. University of Michigan Wolverines. Home opener. They're playing Fresno State on the 31st of August. JJ, did you see who will be back to be their honorary team captain for the opener at Michigan Stadium? Jim Harbaugh.
Championship Jim Harbaugh.
It is Michigan putting a gigantic finger in the air to the NCAA. After last week, the NCAA have a show cause penalty for Harbaugh, a 1-year suspension if he ever comes back. Harbaugh, of course, led the Wolverines to the national championship last year, is now the head football coach for the LA Chargers, making like $80 million. Harbaugh will be back at Michigan Stadium for the opener. He's accepted the invite to be the honorary captain. Ward Manuel is their athletic director at Michigan. Quote, I look forward to having him back in Ann Arbor for that game. I love this. I love it. They're celebrating what they did and at the same time putting a finger in the air at the NCAA for I mean, this thing just went on forever. And look, you could say Harbaugh cheated, maybe he did, but why was it handled like this? I don't know. Did you see that? How do you feel about him coming back to Ann Arbor?
I have a lot of those same feelings. They won a national championship. They're not taking that away. They should celebrate it as a university. He led the way. So I don't have a problem with him bringing it back, but there is a sense of, bleep all y'all, come get this. It's very Houston Astros-like, where nothing happens to the championship. Like, you can put an asterisk on it all you want. They didn't lose the trophy. They didn't lose the rings.
We all saw what we saw. Yeah, you had the moment. It's really about the moment. Harbaugh last week commented about the sanctions levied against him. Quote, I'm stopping the engagement there with commenting. But my only hope is that one day college athletics will be about what's best for the young men and young women who participate in it. That's all I've really got to say. It's interesting. So that went down, or is going to go down. All right. I just saw this morning. I don't know if you've seen this yet, JJ. Kyle Whittingham's been the football coach at Utah he's one of the longest tenured coaches in America. And he talked to John Canzano, who's been a longtime Pac-12 writer. And Kyle Whittingham says, quote, I think there is a major realignment coming. And JJ, you kind of look around and you're like, didn't we just have it? And he says, no, there's a major one coming. He said, it'll be big. I think it will create even more of a divide and exclusivity for the teams that are on the right side of that line. 20 months to 4 years. How about that for a time frame? In my opinion, he says, it's going to look very much like an NFL minor league. He says, I see an expansion of the playoff with that to 16 teams. The short version is super conferences. I think it's going to boil down to maybe 40 to 60 teams in the super conference. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't play anybody but other super conference teams. Make that a division as far as who you play. Like I said, a full-blown playoff. Whether or not the players will be employees officially remains to be seen. But I think that's very likely. I think that's where we're heading. This is Kyle Whittingham now, right? The head coach at Utah. He was asked, how does a football program build its brand? And he said, quote, winning. When you win, your brand follows suit, builds, and you become more nationally known. And that's really the long and short of it. When you get on those national stages and have the opportunity to play in Rose Bowls and playoffs and that type of thing, although we haven't got the opportunity to play in the playoffs yet, that's still on our list of things that we need to accomplish as a program. But that is the bottom line. You've got to have the opportunity to be on those national stages, and you've got to perform well. When you get there, you've got to be competitive. End quote. So JJ, Kyle Whittingham saying 40 to 60 teams just completely separate, and this is a minor league, and they're going to be employees, or maybe 20 months to 2 years is where he's given the time frame.
It feels like a realistic trajectory for football.
Do you think it's only football?
I think if people come to the realization that that would be something that happens, then they need to get in front of it and say, football, you operate this way, but we want to keep everything the other way. And knowing that you're going to be playing against some uphill battles. Because if you can't wrap your head around the fact that someone that you might be playing Olympic sports or basketball against budget's 2 times your budget, then you're going to have to come to the table and say, all right, we're creating a brand new division of athletics. Your March Madness is out the window, and then the college landscape as we know it, this will be what tests people. This will be what tests fan bases. Because right now, transfer portal, NIL, yeah, some of that stuff can rub you the wrong way. But if it's a complete division and you're left behind, and it's not just football that goes, but they split everything else.
Well, so what makes you think that they want to split just football? We sit here and we talk about it. We've heard some people in the depths of it, deep into it, at the top of it. Some people talk about it just being football, but because I've seen nothing that tells me the people in charge, and at this point it's the Big Ten and the SEC, that they want this to be just a football split.
That's where I was saying you'd have to get out in front of it and be proactive as one of those non-powers of just looking at that's good for you, but is March Madness still going to be worth the same amount of money if there's only 60 teams? That's less than teams that get to the NCAA tournament.
So that's a great point, because they're talking about expanding the tournament and yet saying 40 to 60 teams are going to be in these super conferences. So what are you going to do with the NCAA tournament? And it could just go away. They could just say, well, I mean, it's gone.
Create your new thing.
Yeah. They could have just their super conference tournament. And I wonder, would there be more interest in watching Gonzaga play New Mexico in this other tournament? Maybe it would still be the NCAA tournament and they have their super conference tournament.
That super conference for basketball, not going to bring in the same amount of money as March Madness.
1,000% right. No, 1,000% right. And where is everybody else? You said something just now that's really right. The people who are making these decisions, it might be good for you, but. And how are you going to people who are making the decisions are going to make decisions based on best for them. I don't know that I think they're going to make the decisions based on the common good. But yeah, I read that and I'm really, really interested. And I know Kyle Whittingham's not the only one who feels that way. There's a deep sentiment for that. All right, text this morning. Terry says in Tokyo, Tatum averaged playing 20 minutes and 15 points per game. Now NBA champion 3 years later, minutes cut drastically. His ego and Celtic fans upset. He has 2 gold medals. Life goes on. Yeah, life goes on pretty well, man. Life goes on pretty damn well. I forgot he was on the Tokyo team.
Yeah, that was a team that I think the player that directly took Jason Tatum minutes wasn't there in Tokyo. It's Kevin Durant. That's the one person you're saying, all right, who's Jason Tatum playing over? When you just look at ability, role in the offense, it was Kevin Durant.
And I know there was a lot of conversation with Kevin Durant being hurt in camp. Should Kevin Durant even be there? You questioned it. When Kawhi Leonard was left home, you questioned whether or not Durant should even play.
And I ate crow on that one, the way Kevin Durant showed up and played, just because I looked at it and said, all right, was this one where Steve Kerr is giving KD the benefit of the doubt because of a relationship? Or it really was, hey, this isn't serious. He'll be fine for Paris, and it turned out he was fine for Paris.
What if Kawhi would have been on this team? What kind of minutes would he have got?
I don't think he would have saw a lot of minutes. The way that
a healthy Kawhi. No, I agree with that. How do you think he feels, by the way? Sitting back going, damn, I could have got a gold medal. I guess you got to be healthy. I mean, doesn't matter how he feels. You got to be healthy. You got to be able to play. All right. What else you got here? Jackson on Aaron Rodgers. He said the scary part of Aaron Rodgers was he was more accurate in COVID than the experts. Okay. Gopher wants to know if we rammed it yet. We're not ramming it for preseason wins over the Cowboys, right?
No preseason ram.
All right. James is in on the 4-putt. Did you see Max Graserman's 4-putt on 16? 4-putt. I mean, literally within short ranges. He said 2 of the missed putts were from Rory range, 3 feet. Yes, James. Yes. The first one lipped out, and the second one was even longer. It went outside the other guy's coin who was marked. And then he just stood over it and banged it in and missed it again. Yes. James is in on CW, and can Danny Gonzalez's sister help out Jeff? Jeff, remember a couple years ago you had a caller that said they were having trouble getting tickets on game day since Lobo Athletics split with the rest of the university. They can no longer be purchased at the other box offices on campus. And Danny Gonzalez's sister offered to leave the guy Lobo football tickets. I do remember that. Can she or another caller buy you a pair of rabbit ears so you can watch live college football? So you won't have any more excuses that you don't have this package or that package to pick up the CW? How about, can the CW and DirecTV figure it out and give me what I pay for on my TV? Why do I have to go find rabbit ears? I know I sound like everybody else now, don't I? I do. I sound like that guy. Carl's in on Bronco Mercenary Mondays. I'm still trying to figure out what happened to June. Where's summer gone? Lobo football's next week. Next week, I'm guessing you will have Bronco on Mondays. It has been confirmed. Now, I don't have the exact time for you yet, but we have confirmed on Mondays starting next week. Bronco Mendenhall will be with us on Monday morning. So when we get the time, I'll get it to you. Aggie fan, you'll get Tony Sanchez on Tuesday. It'll be right at 7 o'clock. So, JJ, we're opening up Tuesday shows with Tony Sanchez.
Good morning, Aggie.
Yeah, we'll open up with that. You'll get a Monday Night Football quick hit, and then we'll jump into that. That's the only time that he can do it.
Coach, Monday Night Football, your reaction.
Yeah, what'd you see? I was watching tape of the Liberty game. Lobo Hobo with Albuquerque baseball 4 lengths out of the PCL tournament spot. Jeff, feels like the biggest Texas road trip we've had around here in a long time. They'll be in Round Rock this week. Big week for the Albuquerque Isotopes. Omar says, obviously I'm concerned, Jeff, with a late meltdown against Ramit. You want to make the team make a play to win the game, like getting a stop on 4th down. Omar, you should be, watching that stud quarterback who threw 4 interceptions for the Rams. Stetson Bennett, IV. Isn't that what it said on the back of his shirt? Stetson Bennett, IV. Throw that touchdown pass to win the game. Yeah, you better be concerned about that. All right, wrap it up. We come back. Everything you got to know as you go through your Monday. Still time for you to get in at 505-246-0610 on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
This is Boomer.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Seriously? You expect me to drive while you aren't wearing seatbelts?
What's the worst that can happen?
Seriously? Buckle up.
Okay.
Thank you.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best.
All right, what do you got to know as you go through your day? What's everybody going to be talking about? It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. They're going to be talking about Bo freaking Nix. The Broncos rookie quarterback went out. They're going to be talking about all the quarterbacks from over the weekend. Bo Nix and J.J. McCarthy and Caleb Williams, and maybe they'll even be talking about Stetson Bennett, leading the Rams back to beat the Cowboys 13-12 yesterday. Talking about USA women's 67-66 victory over France in the gold medal game yesterday as the Olympics come to a close. The medal count, USA and China both tied for 40 gold medals, and the USA won the overall number. People around here are going to be talking about Angelo Leo. He is a world champion flyweight. He knocked out Bernardo Lopez at Tingley Coliseum over the weekend on Saturday on national television to win the world championship. It was a stunner. If you haven't seen it, go find it. It was unbelievable. And congratulations around here. They're going to be talking about Wyatt Provence, the new Lobo who won the City Golf Championship at 13 under, 3 strokes better than Clark Sonnenberg and Mesa Fuller. Aiden Clark. Those were your top 3. Was Saunders and Mesa Fuller, and Wyatt Provence won the thing. 505-246-0610. If you still want to get in, you can. 888-922-0610. Your emails are coming in this morning at Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. I don't know why I said Aiden Clark. It was Aiden Kraft, the young man at Oregon who finished 4th, former Cibola golfer, who, by the way, in his freshman season, made the team, made the NCAA tournament, and is going to be spectacular at Oregon as they continue to go. Looks like Lobo's got a pretty good team coming in, though. This young man who won the city tournament was at West Texas A&M and won the national championship at that level. And I guess he was sitting around, didn't know about the golf tournament, and said, yeah, I guess I'm bored. There's something to do. And he went out and won the city tournament.
Guess he's pretty good.
Well. It was the Division II national champion is what he was. All right, what else you got as we go through today? You get the baseball. How about the Rockies come back last night? We didn't even talk about that at all because they're the Rockies and whatever. But they were down by 8 against the Braves. Is that what it was? And came all the way back and won last night. That was like a perfect Colorado Rocky comeback game that will somewhat go unnoticed because, well, they're the Rockies and they're so far back. But, dude, how about that comeback last night against a good team of the Braves? Or yesterday day?
You have to enjoy the positive moments when you can.
Yeah.
As you know, you play to win the game. At least you're not the Chicago White Sox.
Oh.
But you still are the only team under 500 in your division, and you're 25 and a half games back.
Yep. The White Sox are still...
I don't ever know how the Rockies... It's not just the Dodgers. It's the Diamondbacks. It's the Padres. The Giants. Like, successful organizations that have better farm systems, that spend money to get people to go to their franchise, and then you're just the Rockies.
That's true. And the Padres are tied with the Diamondbacks for second place, and they're fighting for the wild card. I don't know if they're fighting for a wild card. They're 3.5 games back of the Dodgers. Look, you got some great divisional races going on. As we hit now mid-August, Orioles and Yankees are in a dead heat at the top of the American League East. Tied statistically. Actually, tied, period. Astros and Mariners tied statistically at the top of the American League West. And then the Guardians are only 3.5 games above the Twins. So you got good races in the American League. And then the wild card races in the West are going to be interesting. What will happen first? Will the White Sox lose 100 or win 30? They are 28-91.
Lose 100.
You think they'll lose 9 of their next 10?
That's exactly what they've done in their last 10.
Is lost 9 of their last 10. So if they lose 9 out of 10 again, they will lose 100 before they win 30. I wonder if that's ever been done. I mean, it's a good thing they changed managers, though, because things have really turned around. It's the worst team we've seen in a long, long time. They are really, 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 really bad. Really bad. All right, tonight, no more Olympics. It's going to be weird, honestly. It's been kind of fun to go home and just have Olympics on during the day and go home and catch the recap show. And, yeah, it's actually been kind of cool. But there'll be no more. You get Rockies and Diamondbacks. You get Dodgers and Brewers tonight. How about the Astros, by the way? How about the turnaround that they've had? Alex has been hitting the baseball. I mean, ripping the baseball. And I don't know about you. I always had an affection for the Mariners. And watching those, did you see their uniforms last night? The softball uniforms they had on last night?
Yeah.
They were awesome. And the big dumper hits 2 home runs yesterday, which is a great nickname. The big dumper. Who's going to win the West? Mariners or the Astros? It's going to be the Astros. The Mariners are going to get a wild card. You don't think?
Oh, man.
I know.
Mariners.
You like the Mariners?
Mariners, edge them out.
Okay. Right now, whoever doesn't win is on the outside of the wild card looking in. 2.5 games behind the Royals? Yes, the Royals. The Kansas City Baseball Royals. Thanks to Forrest from the Isotopes. He was in today telling you about Home Run Derby X. Don't forget about that special they got going on for the big event next Friday. You buy a $20 ticket, you get the Home Run Derby X, you get another of the 12 remaining Isotopes games this year, and you get a ticket to Lobo football, the opener the following day. At abqisotopes.com. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowards after that. 2 Men On's here at 4. We're back with award-winning radio tomorrow morning starting at 7 a.m. Adrian looks great. Always does. Appreciate you. Big day for you.
Huge day.
Enjoy it. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RL